This is Danny Gould with the Gould team selling Silicon Valley. Welcome to another Silicon Valley market snapshot. This for the very first week in May of 2019. Yes, I know it's really the second week, but really the first full week here in May. And you know, there's not too much to discuss today, folks. I mean, if you've been watching these videos for any period of time, you'll know that I've talked a lot about the market neutralizing and stabilizing, etc. And really, the data is showing the exact same thing today as it showed last week, as it showed the week before. So there are a couple of things that I haven't shared with all of you before that I'm going to be sharing today. If you've been watching, you'll know that I have heat maps, right? And typically we measure the year-over-year activity in different areas, right? Well, for active listings and pending listings. Now I've also, or my manager, Robert, shout out to Robert Cruz. By the way, I've gotten a lot of agents that have reached out to me and said, Danny, I love the software. I love what you're doing. How are you making these heat maps? And I don't actually make these maps. My manager, I can't take credit for it. My manager, Robert Cruz, makes these maps for us every single week. And thank you, Robert, because they're very, very, very useful and helpful. He's gone out of his way now to create even more heat maps for days on market and absorption rate, right? So one of the lagging indicators, one of the first lagging indicators of a stabilizing market is increased days on market, right? And so for a while now, we've experienced increased inventory, right? And not necessarily a decrease in demand, but a very steady, consistent demand throughout the county, right? And that's reflected in some of the pending activity as well as closed sale activity, right? Really, closed sales are the ultimate determinant of where we're at. And in terms of closed sales, we're fairly consistent, right? Year over year here in Santa Clara County. Where we really differ is in our active inventory, or where we're really different today than we were, say, last year and the year before that and the year before that is active inventory. And more so than that is the amount of active condo and townhome inventory. Very, very important, right? So if we look at the heat maps now for days on market, remember when homes were selling in a week? Right? Well, that's a distant memory, because if you look at this tells a very different story. Take a look. So, let's see. So, days on market, excuse the glare, folks, but oh, there we go. Perfect. Oh my goodness. Well, if I can ever get this to perfect. So, look, in some of the hottest areas, right? Some of the premier areas, Sunnyvale, right? Sunnyvale. Everyone wants to live in Sunnyvale, right? Really close to Google, everything. Cupertino, right? Saratoga, Los Gatos, all areas that are considered A areas, in my opinion, and probably in many people's opinions, all within 20 days plus. Cupertino, the anomaly here, we get rid of Cupertino, Saratoga, Los Gatos, and Sunnyvale. If you told me those would be some of the highest days on market, I wouldn't believe you. But remember what we talked about before in last week's video. We're experiencing a squeeze in the high end of the market, right? So we're experiencing anything above 1.8 million and above, right? The top quartile of the market here in Santa Clara County is experiencing a major slowdown. And whatever happens in the high end will eventually trickle down to the rest. But now this lagging indicator, right, one of the key lagging indicators of a market correction, right, are days on market increase, right? And so we don't see the days on market increase right away, right? Because really, this days on market increase, these are for closed sales in March. So when these close, but these were really on the market in February and January, if you follow me, right? And so as the spring continues to move forward, I fully expect the rest of this map to hit close to the 30-day mark, if not more. We're already seeing it in some other areas too, like Central San Jose. But my goodness, here in South San Jose, we're seeing it really, really hit hard, almost 2 months, a month and a half days on market, average days. Here in Santa Teresa, though, I mean, still 18 days, But, if you look at the map as a whole, because I want to give you a full holistic picture here, we have Milpitas, a lot of the surrounding areas here, 30, 21 days in Cambrian, Blossom Valley area, and 22 days, 22 days would be Cambrian, that's Blossom Valley right there. You can't see it here, but it's 38 days in Almaden, and 26, 31 in Willow Glen, 23 Santa Clara. So you guys can see it, right? But really, I mean, this tells the story right here. I don't think you need to see anything else. Honestly, I mean, if you just look at this, things are very clear, right? We're not in that market anymore, right? We're not in the market where things sell very quickly. So what does that mean, right? Does that mean that prices are dropping? Well, no. Right, this could be a leading indicator of a market correction. Right, this is a lagging indicator of a slowing market. Right, but it is a leading indicator of a declining market. Catch my drift? Now, if you guys have been watching my videos, you'll probably say, Danny, but you said that the market isn't going to go down. And that's true. That's true. I don't think it's going to go down to the extent that it has in the past. But really, there are these like before a recession, right, or in any kind of market, there in a decline, in a ascending market, in a descending market, there is seasonality. There is a seasonality effect to all of this as well. And so when we look at this, is this seasonal? Well, could be. If this is seasonal for the spring, I can't wait to see what it looks like in the summer, because it's going to be even. And by can't wait, I mean I can wait. But but the reality is that it will be slower in the summer. It always is here in Santa Clara County, unless something drastic happens and things change. But really, in the summer and the winter, we experience a slowdown in the market. Fall and spring. Well, spring being the number one, fall being number two, tend to be the more active times here in Santa Clara County, San Mateo County, as well as Alameda County. But when we see these days on, days on market, what does this mean for you as a home seller? Well, it means it's going to take longer to sell your home. So pricing strategies need to be adjusted, right? This isn't the kind of market where, let me preface this by saying, if you have a single family home in a medium price point or below here in San Jose, you can still underprice your property, drive the price up through multiple offers. It's still happening every single day. If you have a condo or townhome, adjust your pricing strategy immediately. If you are a seller that's selling a higher than average home in terms of price, right? It doesn't even matter where the area is, right? But if you are in the top quartile of your market, your pricing strategy should be tell the market what you want and put it there and then just hold on. But it's got to be marketed appropriately, right? It's not just like put a sign up, take some pictures and pray, right? Like that's the traditional model, right? So what is the agent? What is your agent? What are they going to do differently to really make sure that we're getting the kind of exposure that you need to get you the highest possible price, right? So because in this market, this is when buyers, this is a result of increased inventory and buyers being more choosy, right? They're being more picky because there's less urgency, right? When things aren't selling right away, there's less urgency. So they take their time. They actually buy something that they really like, right? And so because of that increase in days on market, you're going to have to have a strategy, right? A timed release strategy where you are able to generate consistent exposure over a longer period of time with systems in place that actually allow the agent to do their, because look, like it's very easy to sell a home in a week, right? But when things take, from start to end, 2 to 3 to 4 months, not everyone can compete. I promise you that. Not everyone has the infrastructure to really sustain listings for that long of a period, right? It's just not feasible for a lot of agents, especially if they're solo operations. So you got to have a team to do the job for you. That's really all I have for you guys. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, go ahead and leave them down below. You guys always have my email, phone number. Call me, beat me. if you want to reach me. This is Danny Gould with the Gould team, selling Silicon Valley. Catch you guys in the next video.